Hello and welcome to Craft with Sarah. In this video I'm going to be showing you how to make side stackers. Side stackers are a great 3D card to make because they're very simple to cut out and stick together, but they give a really cool 3D effect when you look at them. It's kind of like a pyramid card, but on each side of the card rather than in the middle. So a traditional pyramid card, as you've seen in one of my previous videos, is when you layer up squares or rectangles or any shape in the middle of your design into different layers. But a side stacker is the same concept, but instead of that central feature, it's done on the edges. Here's the design that I'm going to be using to make this card. It's from craftyprint.com and it's one that I designed a few years ago. So it's a Christmas design. It's got this little dog and cat all ready for Christmas, putting their presents by the Christmas tree. If you want to get this exact sheet, then I'll leave a link in the description of this video. And I'll also leave a link to find more side stackers just like this one in loads of different designs for all different themes: birthdays, Christmas, Valentine's Day, whatever you can think of, there is something for you over on Crafty Print. One of the things I like about Crafty Print is that as well as selling the digital download, you can also get them to print it out for you. And that's what I've done for this one. So it's been printed on their special Crafty Bob glossy paper. If I just twist it, you can see it's got a lovely shine on it. And it's all ready for me to cut out. When you're cutting out a side stacker, if it's one that's got straight edges like this, it's easiest if you cut it out using a craft knife and a metal ruler. Make sure you put a mat down to protect your surface and then just go down all the different lines and cut them. You can cut it out just with scissors, it's just your lines might not be as straight as they would be if you used a craft knife. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is cut everything out. And I've already done that, so I've got my layers here, and then I've got the second part here which I've already stuck together to save a bit of time going forward, and then my card. So I have started making my handmade card already. I've used double-sided tape to stick the square design to two different pieces of Christmas patterned backing paper. And I started with just a white 6x6 inch card. And then I stuck this pretty glittery snowflake paper to the front so it covers the whole of the card. And then I've used another bit of coordinating green just around the edge to give it a little bit of extra impact. These papers are from the Perfect Christmas paper pad. This is really cute. It's got loads of kind of traditional vintage style Christmas designs in it. And they're really great for Christmas cards. I have this in 6x6 inches, which is the one I'm showing you now, and I liked the paper so much I've actually also bought the 8x8 and 12x12 of the same paper pack. If you're interested in this, again I'll put a link down in the description so you can find it online. Alright, so here is my card. I prefer, when I'm doing 3D cards, to stick the main image to my card before I add the 3D layers. I just find it's easier to get things lined up if you're sticking it on before you've got all those 3D bits. If you prefer, you can make the side stacker with all the 3D layers before you stick it on your card, so it's really just down to your personal preference. Okay, so I'm going to get my first layer. And the way to do it that's easiest is just to lie it onto the main image, get all the different ones from the same side and just put them one on top of the other just to check you're going to be sticking them in the right order. So you need the biggest one first, then the middle sized one and then the smallest one. By lining it up before we start sticking, it means we can make sure we're not missing any out and we're doing it in the right order. So I'm just going to take the biggest one and turn it upside down. To make it 3D, I'm going to use 3D foam pads. These ones are really big, so what I have done is I've just cut them down with a pair of scissors to make them a little bit smaller to go on the back of my side stacker layer. You can also use 3D foam tape, which comes in a roll, or you can get 3D foam dots that come on a sheet that you can just peel off. So whatever 3D method you choose is fine. Just make sure you use the same product for the whole card, because if you switch between different ones, then they might be different heights, so it won't look perfectly even if you switch between products. But for this one, here is my my layer, so the dog, and then I'm just going to put some 3D foam pads on the back of this piece of paper. You don't need to go completely crazy and cover the whole thing, but make sure you've got enough so that it is going to hold onto the card, especially for the bottom layers, because they're going to have the other layers stuck on top of them, so they will get quite heavy, so you need to just make sure they're not going to fall off your card. I always like to put a foam pad in each of the corners to give it some stability and make sure those corners aren't going to accidentally get kind of folded or bent when you put the card in the envelope. So I put 6 little pieces on this one, and I'm just going to add 2 more in the middles here, like that. When you're happy with your foam pads, just peel off the backings to release the sticky side on the top. Alright, one more, there we go. And then when it's all sticky, turn it over again, bring your card back, and I'm going to stick this so that it perfectly lines up with the design underneath. The easiest way to do this to make sure you're accurate is to align it on the edge. So we're going edge to edge. And to start with, I'm just going to gently place this down to make sure I'm happy with the alignment. So I've just lightly put it on top. It's not stuck down yet. So if I needed to, I could pull it off and reposition it. When I'm happy with how it's all laid up, then I can put some pressure on to stick it and make sure those foam pads are nice and firmly stuck. That's the first part of this side of the side stacker done. So now I need to do the same thing for the other 2 parts of the dog side. I've already put the foam pads on these bits, so I'm just going to take the backings off and stick it to my card. Alright, so I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to line it up along this edge. It can be easier to turn your card so that you've got the edge closest to you. Just gently place it on until I'm happy, and then push down to seal. And then there's one more piece for this card, for this side of the card rather. Here we are, and the same thing again, just align it up, gently layer it on, and then push down. So half of our card is done. If I kind of open it up, you can see you've got the different 3D layers building up this fun stacker effect on the side. I need to do the same thing on the other side, and to speed things up for this video I have stuck these layers all together already, so you can see you've got the 3 stacked bits on here. So I just need to take these foam pads off the very back bit. There we are. Take my card and line it up, but this time it's on the other side, so just match the pattern up to show you where you need to stick it. There we are, and I'm going to push down to make sure it's nice and stuck, and there is my side stacker Christmas card all finished and ready for me to write my message inside. So I'm just going to add a little bit of sparkle to this because it is Christmas and Christmas needs sparkle. So here are some sticky gemstones, and they're a gold colour. I'm just going to peel up some of these and put them on each of the corners of my green piece of paper that I layered behind the main image. It's just a little bit of bling for that something special to finish off my card. And one more in the bottom right. And there we have it. That is my finished side stacker Christmas card. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and if you do want to make your own side stacker cards, check the description of this video, follow the links, and you will have loads of different designs to choose from. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up using the button below. I have loads more card making tutorials coming up, including different types of stacker card and how to make those. Thank you for watching. Bye!